Rama, Rama, Hari Hari. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hi there. Yeah, you're looking, you're looking pretty today. Pretty ecstatic. All right, let's see. There, Evo, and what else we got? Hey, you're the two first ones. Okay, let's play with Krishna a little bit. Let's see what's on the agenda here. We have some important business to take care of here. Have to have our meeting. Hare Krishna. Let's see what kind of business we cover today. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Funny business, always funny business. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. There she is, Shamaguri. Welcome.
Haribol!
Yeah, Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Na Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Caitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Ah. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Thanks for using.
The Story of Pearls, Sri Mukta Charita by Raghunath Das. He who is more attractive, he who is Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Jesus, Jai. All glories to all the assembled devotees. Thank you very much. He who is more attractive than 10 million cupids, whose bodily luster resembles that of a blue lotus, in full bloom. He who is more attractive than 10 million cupids, whose bodily luster resembles that of a blue lotus in full bloom, and whose pastimes have completely enchanted the world of animate and inanimate beings. To he who is the son of the chief of the cowherds, Gopindra Nandana, to Sri Govind I offer my salutations. See? And he whose pastimes have enchanted the world. Isn't that amazing? Enchanted. It's kind of like you said, well, how can that be? Not everybody's enchanted by Krishna. Oh no, everybody is enchanted by Krishna. That's why the Uttamadikaris, they see everybody as a devotee of Krishna, because everybody's enchanted by Krishna's pastimes. Oh, these are his pastimes in this world. Oh, the fighting going on, part of the pastimes. Modes of nature interacting and conflicting with each other as they always do and always will do. Yeah. These are the pastimes of the Lord. But are they still fun for you? Are you still enjoying fighting the demons? And the demons, are you still enjoying immensely controlling of the worlds? Get everything under your control so you can be like God and the King and try to create immortality that doesn't ever really work. Is anybody fed up with the pastimes of the Lord in the material world that just make you forgetful that you're a spirit soul and you're already immortal and eternal and always just blissfully happy, ecstatically happy, rapturously happy? Yeah. And full of knowledge, full of bliss, full of knowledge, full of understanding, way past a 33-degree Mason. Oh, that's nothing. That's not even the beginning. See, you got to be born again. None of these persons are born again. See, still in the pastimes. Even the Vaishnavas in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Smriti, they're in the pastimes of Varnashram Dharma. Or they're like with the Narayan Raj group, striving to be purebhakti.com. They don't have the ecstatic coming of Krishna yet. They're still striving for that. So are you fed up yet? Are you fed up following those who couldn't get you there into the eternal pastimes of the Lord that are going on here? The real pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, the real Sankirtan movement is simply chanting the holy name, and relishing the bliss of playing with God, playing with this beautiful friend of yours that takes care of everything. Okay? So which pastimes you want to be in? The material pastimes that make you a fool and weak and stupid, dull, angry, hateful, going to hell sometimes, going to heaven, up, down, up, down. Oh, everything is very hard. It's hard to control the world. Very hard to control the world. Very hard to conquer, whether you're a demon or demigod. Very hard to get your power back. Very hard. Yeah. How would you like to do? Go into the eternal world. How would you like to control Krishna, man? Yeah, because the gift of bhakti is here again. Devotion, pure love. Oh, the only controlling force of the spiritual Lord. He's spirit. You're spirit, he's spirit. You're going to have a better quality of life. Much better. You're going to have real intelligence, the essence of intelligence. That's why real devotees have to come here and demonstrate. Oh, boy, this person is more intelligent than any of these big wannabe gurus who are not liberated yet. Oh, this person is more ecstatic than any of these persons representing Vrindavan, which they really don't yet. They could. It's got to see, you got to see something. You got to see some great show, the greatest show on the planet, man. Anytime a real devotee manifests here, that means the real Lord is coming through finally. And he cuts a lot of jokes. And sometimes people think he's serious, but he's always cutting jokes. This is a big joke here, but very profound. That's Vrindavan style, remember? Always joking around, but everything they joke is very, very true, very profound, very important. Okay? So, how would you like to do it? How would you like kick a hole in the universe, man? Like Vamanadev. And then come there, the spiritual posy comes down upon you, and you're an unanointed one. Oh, yeah, you're a Neo. You're actually not just Neo, you're a Neo and Trinity are living inside you. The transcendental Neo and Trinity. You overcome the architect of the universe, Brahma, even. You can slap him around, knock his jaw out. Like, yeah, you don't have to with Brahma. He's also a devotee. He'll laugh at you. He'll laugh with you as the architect. Say, yeah, see, everybody's still following my bullshit. They still believe in this stuff, man. You know. Congratulations. You figured it out. You followed the real path, the real course, man. You associated with liberated souls. That's the secret, man. That's the key. It all comes down to that. Everything we're reading in here always going to say the same thing. Associate with liberated souls. Chant God's name in their association, and then you'll be like them, a liberated soul. And if you don't figure that out after 10 million lifetimes, you go back into the Vishnu, into his body, and then you're spit out again into another material universe. That's the essence, man. That's why people come here. And if they take it serious, they come to develop faith here. Then they see how, is the Vaishnava with me? Is Guru with me? Even like when I'm alive, I had a question. I won't say who it is. Is Vaishnava, are you with me when you're alive? Well, if you're asking, maybe not yet. See? Vaishnava, what did Prabhupada say? I live forever in my books. See, all the devotees do is remember. This is the only kind of wealth you can get here, man. You remember Lord Chaitanya, and he's there. You remember Radha and Krishna there, but that's not really. ISKCON devotees. That's not wealth. No. To open your mouth and Radha and Krishna there and show the world that, not care about outsiders because that brings them inside. Otherwise, they stay outside. Oh yeah, that's not very important. Varnashram Dharma, or my Guru Dev, who never gave me anything but Varnashram Dharma, is very important. That teaching, that speculation. Oh, to open your mouth and Radha and Krishna appear and the world can see it. Yeah, that's not. We don't even know what that is. We're just the fish in the water going, looking at that. Don't understand nothing. Like that too. What's being here demonstrated here is the pinnacle of consciousness. People got to see it, otherwise you don't know what it is. I don't care how many books you read about it. You got to prove it and demonstrate that you know the songbook. From them ecstatic permanently by their word is ignorance destroyed. When you associate with somebody like that, you got to see, oh yeah, there we go. There's a living example. Because if that didn't come before you, you don't understand the songbook. That's what I've seen from your experiences. You come here and say, whoa, now I know what the songbook means. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Oh, I sang it for 25 years and didn't quite understand, man. Why? Because your gurus and your sannyasis, temple presidents, they didn't understand either. Blind? Didn't you ever hear the saying? You think it's just the words, the blind lead the blind? Well, there you go. That's ISKCON, man. They're blind. They're still blind. Their eyes are not open. None of them. Not one. I tested them all, the ones they think are the greatest. I see it wasn't there. They're not awake yet. Not even born yet. Yeah. They're just that's why they think they know everything about. See, that's neophyte. I think I know everything about Krishna, man. And then they see those who actually know something about Krishna and they don't, oh, you don't know. No, my speculations are knowledge. Yeah. See? No, you got to find, see, those who are living in this world that are the representations of Bhagavad Gita 10:10, who worship the Lord in ecstatic, rapturous, profound, intense, wild, ecstatic love. To them, I give them the essence of understanding, real knowledge. You listen to them, your ignorance is destroyed. Very simply and easily. Why do we harp on the same thing? Well, because it's telling a vision here. We're telling you a vision. Didn't you know you should look at this television? Because we're definitely going to be like those mainstream media. We're going to tell you a vision, but whose vision is it, man? I say it's the vision of the Bhagavatam. You can check it yourself and see if I'm off their programming. This is the programming of Lord Chaitanya. So it's always like this, man. Even his Maya's programming you, right? Either you don't want to go with this programming, that gives you bliss and ecstasy and freedom and intelligence and true happiness and immortality, freedom from the cycle of burn. Then go with his Maya's program. You got to go with some programming. If you're not programmed, you're either programmed in the wrong way, which Maya does is to make you do always the wrong thing. Even in goodness, that's also not quite right. Maybe it's a little righter than the mode of ignorance and passion, but it's still not quite right. See? Or you want to go with transcendental program. Well, hey man, that's Bhagavatam. That's everything we speak about here. We're telling you a vision. I'm just straight with you. I ain't gonna lie like they're doing. Maya's always lying, deceiving you because her vision is always one of limitation. Put your mask on and get poison injected in your body. That's her vision. And they'll, oh yeah, it's very good, dude. One lady said you should see this. And this is really interesting. Really, it's sadly funny. She's on stage. Somebody can, Karuna can pass that video around to you. So, anyway, she's on stage. I've been double, triple facts. I had the booster and everything, and I still have my period. And then what happened? Boom! She fell over and cracked her skull. Right there on stage. We watched the whole thing. Who is doing that? Krishna saying, "Hey, man, you ready to believe? You want to still believe in my bullshit?" And she believed in the bullshit. They cracked her head on stage. And then from the hospital bed, she had two black eyes. Two black eyes. And she's, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't trust this thing. And then the doctor comes on. And she does an interview with the doctor. I'll just show you how the Maya works. And the doctor says, yeah, this is happening sometimes, and I know a friend. The doctor's saying, I know a friend. He can't even walk now after this. He just can't walk. Nothing. I'm living. But you still should take it. But everybody should still take it. And I thought, what kind of bull? People still believe. And even she was still on the fence about it. She said, well, I don't know. Maybe, because he's an authority. See, I'd say you want to believe in Maya's authority? It just makes you stupid. That you can't even analyze it. God, what kind of idiot doctor is this? What kind of doctor would say, well, we see hearing people, and all these things are happening, but you still should take it. What kind of bullshit is going this anyway? That's Maya, man. That's when you're telling a vision. You're told a vision. Well, you see, I'm an authority. They do it all the way up into religion. I'm the guru, man. You listen. Let me tell you a vision of speculation that's going to keep you down, and you're going to die just in the rules and regulation plane. And mandates, and I'm going to be controlling you with my speculations. See? You come here, you're going to be told a vision. I'm not lying to you. I'm going to tell you the truth, man. I'm going to tell you a vision, but it's the vision I believe in myself. I believe in the vision. The scriptures giving me life. It's giving me closeness with the Lord. It's what all Vaishnavas do. You'll do the same thing and feel happy about it. I already have some fructification here of love of God from believing in this preaching, believing in this vision. Don't think you're going to go, oh, I don't want any television. I'm never going to see anything but the speculation in my mind. That's no, they're still not free, man. You got to be free in the Lord. You got to be free in the essence of the real scriptures, the heart of them, and not the twistedness sometimes that people get a hold of, the editors. And look what they're doing with Prabhupada's books already. It's a good example. What could you imagine 2,000 years from now what those books are going to look like? Simply because your gurus and teachers have not found the real path and you believe in them. Therefore, you still believe in some level of the Lord's Maya, and you're going to be down for it. You want to get up. Is anybody fed up with the Maya? Fed up with people misleading and misdirecting you with the name Guru Devs that don't get the proper result yet? The desired result that you don't even, a lot of people don't even know they don't even desire it because they've never seen it, never thought they had the opportunity. Did you ever see it in these groups in ISKCON, real, the actually somebody who had the desired result of prema bhakti? That's why they can't believe. No, none of our gurus have shown us the desired result. They say they all have it. And they're hiding it behind, So nobody knows. Not even the gurus know because they're bullshitting you, most of them. They're all lying. Religion, if they're not lying, why does Krishna in their book, the religious book, say abandon this religion and learn how to surrender to me? That's what you learn from the real. You're told the vision of the real book Bhagavat, from the real devotee Bhagavat. You need to hear that vision, man. Hear it. See? So you can get into the same vision. That's the line. Then you're in the real line. You transmit the same vision. See? Same vision of real knowledge because you get real ecstatic intimacy with God. Isn't that what it's all about, man? With the transcendental Lord. Then oh yeah, God means transcendental. Huh? Vaishnavas most of them don't know that God is transcendental. They may use the word, but they don't know from experience. They haven't experienced the transcendentalness of God to feel how different it is, how different Krishna is. They think differences is bad. It's all about conformity. Isn't that about the world? That's why you got masses of people are in religion, and the masses of the sheeple. They're all sheeple, religious sheeple, and worldly sheeple. You just tell them, well, you're an authority. I'm looking at your cloth, right? They look at the cloth in religion. Is it nice? Is it well? And they look at the government appointments. Oh, look at Pelosi. Look at these gurus. Oh, they must be authority. I must listen to their vision. Well, have you analyzed the vision? Anybody fed up with that vision? Has it gotten you the desired result of prema bhakti? Well, look at the people here. They're getting the desired result of prema bhakti. Isn't that what Krishna consciousness is all about? How can you become conscious of the transcendental God, Krishna, without prema? Nobody knows who real Krishna is except that person with real prema. Devotion, ecstatic. Well, anyway, that's what's available here. We'll tell you a vision, but you can even look and see. We bring you to awareness. You can check these words, man. You can check now. Matter of fact, you'll see the scriptures will light up and light you up because that's what it's all about, man. To be lit up by conclusive, expressive truth. See? And then you'll be like to sit up and stand up for the truth and just bust Maya's bullshit. Bust her on all levels, even the religious level. Bust these religious gurus, man. Bust them, man. They need to be busted for their own benefit, man. I like to see them go back. I'd like to see them take their disciples back instead of playing this childish game they're playing. It doesn't work. It never will work. Religion doesn't work. You got to meet the person who has realized the truth, man. Self effulgent personality. They're effulgent because they're in the real self, not their false ego self. No, the real self is Krishna. They're empowered by Radha and Krishna, man, to become intelligent. They give the intelligence. They're the central intelligence agency of a devotee. Okay? That's how you abandon all varieties of religion. Get the shelter of the real guru that the books are always praising and nobody understands because they don't got real gurus yet of that standard and that stature. They don't have anybody that's gotten the result like this. So there you go, man. The essence. So back to the story of pearls. Oh yeah, that's how we got it. Whose pastimes enchanted the world. So don't think you can get out of that enchantment on your own. See, a lot of people they get through, they see the enchantment of the Lord's Maya, but they can't get fully out of it. See, they can't be happy in this world. That's why they usually want to run away. Mm. Oh, Govinda does. Yeah. Yeah, usually they want to run away. Hey, Haribo. They can't get out of that enchantment because you got to become, it's not about getting away from the enchantment. Nobody will get away. Our, 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 what do you call? Life is about being enchanted. It's all about enchantment. That's why you see the Lord's Maya is all about enchantment. Hollywood is a stick they use for magic wands. Holly is all about being. That's why people like the movies. Oh, I want to be enchanted. I want to be enchanted. Hollywood. See? Spelling. Let's spell some words that will enchant you with the Lord's Maya. Spelling the words, arranging them in a certain way, checklist. Oh, in religion, spells. We're going to put you under the spell, the checklist spell. We spell the words of the Bhagavatam in certain ways. And then you look at this, the speculations that don't get the desired result that we get here. See, it's all about enchantment. You can't get out of enchantment. Hey, now you see, Krishna's enchanted you guys. You're also, don't think you'll ever get out of being enchanted. You're enchanted here, man. I'm enchanted. I'm just surrendered, man. Hey, man, if I'm going to be enchanted, I want to be enchanted by something, somebody, some personality who gives me the ultimate happiness. I guess that's Radha and Krishna. I like their spell. You spell it out there, Radha and Krishna. Just keep spelling. Did you know this is just a spell here? I'm being cast under this spell, man. So are everybody coming here. But I like this spell. Yeah, man. Let me be enchanted with Vrindavan. Uh, the scriptures glorify Radha's enchanted in Vrindavan. She's the enchantress. Bhakti is enchanting. It's a wonderful thing. I'll surrender to that, man. I trust that, man. I've never been let down with trusting this enchantment of Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and all these fantastic Vaishnavas. So the real path is enchantment also. You either want to be enchanted by the world or come and associate with devotees and become enchanted with they're enchanted with. And that's Vrindavan. And then you become very easily elevated to Vrindavan. Otherwise, you're going to go these paths of those who are enchanted by religion and their speculations, enchanted by hard work of Varnashram Dharma, enchanted by austerities and renunciations. They may have its uses, but that's not how you get delivered. No. You got to be around those who are enchanted by Vrindavan, and then you pick it up by association. You got to become part of the bhakti cult. Yes, it's a cult here. Yes, I ain't telling you no. We're not going to be like these cultists that's, oh, this is not a cult. Yeah, this is the Bhagavad. Our books say it's a bhakti cult. See, cult is, you people think that's bad because cults of the world are very, they are enchanting and make you miserable and very limited and controlled by people who have material motivations is not a very happy cultish thing. But the bhakti cult, oh, it's wonderful. It even says in our Chaitanya, the bhakti cult. See, cult in its pure sense and beautiful sense and wonderful sense is cultivation. Aren't we I want to cultivate this. I want to be part of this bhakti cult. I love coming every day and going deeper and more into the Lord, penetrating more. I love that. So let me be part of this cult forever. It's just giving me more freedom, and it looks like it's giving you freedom. I don't come here to tell you what to eat, what not to eat. Hey man, you want to learn that? Go to ISKCON or something. And yeah, I want somebody to tell me what to eat and what not to eat, and where to go, what not to do. And how to live and control my behavior. So become a sheeple of these gurus. Well, I mean, I'm here to spell, man. We're spelling, man. This is a spelling bee. You're learning how to spell and how to break spells. How do you break spells? Oh, what Jesus taught. The truth will set you free. You can analyze this. I just give you all the tools, man, to break the spell. You're under a spell there in ISKCON, all of you. Gaudiya Smita, you're also under the spell. I give you the tools to break the spell. I don't want the tools. I want to stay under that spell. Okay, are you happy? Well, not really, but I have no alternative. Well, here's an alternative. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Nobody. You only got 5 people there. We got a huge group of 1,000 devotees, but you're all under the spell. You like the spell? People, you should even hear. You like to be under this spell because the Lord's inspired me from all this ecstatic chanting to put myself under the spell and everybody else that comes here. I like it. I trust this spell. This is good. I feel happy, more happy than I've ever felt before. So I guess I got to go with how I feel. That's why, Krishna is the shelter, the helpless, and the hopeless. So when you're finally like fed up, I'm sorry, it didn't work. I thought it was going to work. They said, hang the carrot out here. Come follow this. Come follow this guru and this teaching, this speculation and that speculation. Okay? And so Krishna and the spiritual master, they're the shelter, the helpless, the hopeless. When you finally think, hey, man, it's hopeless. I tried this way and that way and all these ways. This guru said he's going to give me Vrindavan and Krishna, and I'm still not feeling it. I'm getting a little tired of this superficial. My heart ain't happy with superficiality. What is life about? Just following empty rules. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Just because everybody else is. Why are you following this rule? I don't know. Because everybody else is. You're supposed to. You have to. You must. See? Your whole life is about you have to, you must, you're supposed to. I don't really want to do it. Well, you're supposed to. I don't really want to do it. You have to. See? How would you like to live a conflicted life like that? Well, that's what's the alternative. And in a way, that's where people you think, hey, I tried the way of just burning myself on sense gratification. So let me do some restriction. And that's why Prabhupada taught restriction. It's a nice beginning. Yeah, look, Govinda's done restriction. He was an alcoholic. So he restricted himself from what was in his way. So it has its place, everything. But is it the end all and be all of everything? No, it's just a step and a stage. That's why, I honor Prabhupada, even though he taught just rules and regulations. Not just, I mean, there was more, but, in essence. You got it subjectively from Prabhupada, Here we're more objective about it. We just spell it out, man. Break the spell. Aha, man. Come to Hollywood. See, you always gotta come to Hollywood to either come under the spell or break the spell. We also have the greatest show. It's got to be the greatest show on earth to break Maya's spell, the Hollywood spell over there. Have you ever heard preaching like this here, Shamaguri? She's spellbound. You see, and I'll just tell you, it's spellbound. We're all, bound in the spell. It's great, but it breaks the spell.
I heard it many times from you.
Yeah.
Every day. But I'm still coming. So there must be something.
There must be something, yeah.
Yes. One of the first, Gurudev, I think one of the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada asked me for friendship. And I accepted him.
Yeah.
And this morning he was sending me something. I said, okay, I have to write something back to him. Yeah, and I wrote back to him, as you know, I am in the Sangha of Srila Gaura Haridas since a while now. Yeah. And I'm not going to leave. I wanted to make my point from the beginning so that he knows whom he is dealing with.
Yes.
Yeah. Now he's dealing with me. And then he wrote back, oh, I never told you to leave him. Then I wrote back, yeah, but so many ISKCON devotees are criticizing Srila Gaura Haridas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why can't I return the favor and criticize back? What is before? They're criticizing me. Why can't I criticize back? See, there's just a different result. Here I criticize back just to kind of get them free.
Yeah.
They criticize me to try to take this preaching down, which they can't do.
And can I continue? Can I continue? Yeah. May I? So, and then, of course, I also wrote back that Srila Prabhupada, I worship and respect for what he has done for all of us, and that I still worship him, I love him, and all this. Of course, that is the truth, and that I accept you as my Shiksha Guru now. And you know what he did? I was really wondering. He sent back to me palms, big palms. I never saw such big palms here on FB. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, oh my Lord. Yes.
Well, that's great. Yeah. Nice.
So I made my point to him. I made my point from the beginning. So now he knows who he's dealing with.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's awesome. Yeah.
I think that you maybe also know him.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
You think I can mention?
Sure. Why not? It's his name.
His name is Gagamuni.
Oh, the first disciple of Prabhupada, one of the first.
I think he was one of the first.
Brahmananda's. Yeah, I know him actually. Yeah, from Vrindavan.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, he just, because I was preaching to him, and he saw I had him as a friend, and he saw my name, and he thought he was probably thinking, here's another one of these guys, He saw so many things. We talked about a lot of people when I was over there. And so then he sees me with I just talked to him on a friendly basis over there. I never, mentioned I was a teacher or guru or anything. And then he sees, made friends on Facebook. Here I'm preaching with they have the name Srila Gaura Haridas and all that stuff. And so he thought, what is going on? Another guy. Yeah, so he just brushed out, but that's interesting. No, yeah, because he's a disciple. He's him and Brahmananda. They loved Prabhupada. They really
Yeah,
loved.
of course.
Yeah, and they
I
seem.
saw one picture
Yeah,
he sent when he was really, really young,
yeah,
walking beside Srila Prabhupada, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, nice to
yeah, yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it is. It
And
is nice.
he's still in Srila Prabhupada. And he said, oh, Srila Prabhupada lives forever in his books. And that is the truth. And we
It
know that.
does. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
There's people. There are people. They're like Jesus. They're just all into Jesus, no into anybody else. And there's devotees like that with Prabhupada. Always,
Hmm.
always. It's just not for them. They just not interested. But you never know. I don't know. Just I like to go deep with Prabhupada. I mean, I don't want to just stay like with the old 50-year-old preaching.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
more
of course.
external stuff. I've always liked the esoteric. So anyway, let's see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
let's see what happens.
see what happens.
I will send
Probably,
this lecture. I will send it to him.
yeah, he's
This
probably
lecture
very
now.
curious
I
about
will
what's
send
going.
it to him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he was a nice devotee. We had nice talks in there in Vrindavan. He's
Oh,
also
okay.
into movies. So he has all the best ones. I'd buy him from buy these little DVDs. He had all the best ones. He just like that's his thing. He likes nice things. Nice, well crafted theater stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, no, great. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy to understand what we're doing, and not everybody will get it in this life. It's not. Just like his brother Brahmananda. Brahmananda, I went to a couple of lectures, and each time, I mean, actually physically there watching him. And when he was talking about Prabhupada, man, he went into ecstatic symptoms because he loved Prabhupada. Even Gargamuni told me, he said, probably his brother would take a bullet for Prabhupada. He would give up his life for Prabhupada. He
Mhm.
loved
Yeah,
him much.
yeah. Is he
See, now,
still around,
Brahmananda, no,
Ramananda?
no, he
No,
passed away. Yeah,
he passed.
actually, not that long ago, actually. Yeah, he was in Vrindavan. I saw him. I also met him, over there and talked with him. He's kind of funny guy.
Yeah, that one can see when his vision, the way
Yeah,
he looks,
yeah,
you can see that he's a funny guy,
yeah.
or that it
Yeah,
was because.
Prabhupada. Yeah, they got a nice service in Vrindavan selling like videos of Prabhupada and
Oh,
Vaishnava stuff.
okay.
Yeah, I like
That's
the way they
nice.
did it. Yeah, yeah, they did a little bit. Anyway, they did it, and they had a nice business for many years, and it supported them. They actually Gaur Gamuni lives in Vrindavan. He's got a nice apartment. He's got a wife, beautiful wife. Yeah, got married again, so he can stay in India, I think.
Oh,
But
really?
right, I
Hmm.
don't know what their relationship is, but yeah, he's happy. I think he's happy. He was happy then. Yeah. So yeah, and he's living in Vrindavan. He loves Vrindavan.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Okay. All right. Back to the story.
Okay.
Anything else? Anybody want to say? You want to say
No,
anything
no.
else? No, no. Okay. All right. Story of pearls. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Somebody else coming. Let's see. What's up? Okay. Hare Krishna. He who is more attractive than 10 million cupids, whose bodily luster resembles that of a blue lotus in full bloom, and whose pastimes have completely enchanted the world. See, when you start to connect with the transcendental Krishna, it's like that. You see, there's no, and that's how we get enchanted, is because there's no one like that in this world, in this universe. You can keep meeting people. It's like Maharaj Parikshit. He was in the womb. He saw this enchanting being and became enchanted. And his whole life, he was looking for somebody like that. and he met a real devotee. See, you meet a real devotee, it's like meeting Krishna, because he met Satchidananda in the womb, and he met Satchidananda in the person. See? It's the same quality. A real devotee is beyond just oneness and Brahman. They're different. Even that, you could see here people that are like maybe a little liberated. And in this oneness, you see it's different than this quality here, this preaching here, this ecstasy here. See? And by that association, those persons can be elevated to this also. Sometimes easily, but it depends on their attitude. Okay? They may be very attached. I've met people like this. They're kind of they pick it up very easily, but they're very strongly attached to the oneness, the Mayavadi. They hard for just like people are attracted to this and also attached to the what do you call the rules and regulations and that path. And after sometimes they even give this up for that to go back to that. And some people, they get this, they're attracted to this. And because of strong attachment to this oneness level, to be one and to merge, to be God almost, be like godlike, to be equal with the Lord, see that kind of thing. It's very strong as they kind of fall back into that. But anyway, whoever gets a taste of this, it's just, that's why sadhu sangha is if you can stick here, you'll get more and more taste for who and what Krishna really is and its attractiveness. You start to see, here, this is nothing like this. And then you become, you get even a little attract. Then the Brahman, that oneness thing doesn't attract you anymore. Or the rules and regulations don't attract. Like most of you are, even the Brahman is weak. It's like, oh, no, I don't need that. I don't need to just go back and become equal with God. I want to serve the Lord. I want to be in the Lord. I want the Lord in me. I want relationship with the transcendental Lord, not just to be one equal quality. You get it. But you need to be a person that's in this, and the Lord is in them like this. Otherwise, you can't. You have no perspective. You think that only the rules or only oneness is it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there are no tears in this oneness because there is no exchange. It's when you have this deep exchange that this deep happiness, these tears is working,
Yeah. There may be a little tears, but not so many. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's why, people say, well, I have gurus and there are teachers out there that they cry. Yeah. Have you seen it? Well, sometimes they may have a little, you may have a little tear sometimes, but where do you see the profuse tears is where the Lord Chaitanya's potency.
Madness.
Yeah, the profuse. Everything is when you find a real associate of Lord Chaitanya. Now you're starting to find out what real Krishna consciousness is. See? You find real Krishna consciousness is in the body, in the temple, being expressed of a devotee. That's a real associate. Oh, wow, look at this intense crying, intense laughing, intense happiness. I've never seen that. Have you seen any of this kind of happiness in any ISKCON devotee? I mean, honestly, I just ask a question. Nothing. Have you seen it in any other system being preached in any other spiritual system, in any New Age persons, in Buddhisms or any of that? It's unique.
No.
Lord Chaitanya is unique.
The only person, and it's before my time, that I've seen ecstasy was in Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and he passed the same year as you got the full approval, Srila Prabhupada. Will you see it? When will you see it? ISKCON, Narayan Maharaj devotees. We're not here because someone recently dialoguing with me is saying what we're saying about them as offensive. I said, or I will say, you're seeing from a mode of goodness perspective. We're looking from a Sudha Bhakti perspective.
Yeah.
We only have compassion for Narayan Maharaj devotees and Jagataka and all of them. That's it.
Yeah. Want to help? Who's going to help them? You need a more uncommon, controversial truth that'll lift them up, and that's that's part of the preaching. That's why it says the thing. Lord Chaitanya empowers a low-class, fourth-class person to preach real religious principles to defeat, to bring down, bring down those who are sannyasis and like this. Otherwise, they don't understand. They think they got it. They're like earthly gods. See, they're gods of the earth, but they're only gods over those who are of the earth. They can't themselves raise to the spiritual platform, nor can they raise their followers. So it's blind leading the blind.
Even the army of Hanuman's monkeys and the dog in Shivananda same pastimes. Can you not see how Supreme Personality Krishna is working? Dogs and monkeys.
Yeah.
What Varna ashram? What austerities do they do? Monkeys and dogs.
Yeah.
Attracted.
Just attracted. Yeah. And the Lord, like Ramachandra, uses all these incarnations. Like if you're in the line of Lord Ram, he'll use the same potency that he used to attract people back to him into the spirit, like he did. And that's a disciplic line. So like our lines come from Nityananda and Mahajanava and Advaita, actually. So you got to connect with the line and see, and then the line is that same energy is flowing through, and then you get the same deliverance. Like the monkeys served Lord Ram and went back to Ayodhya, the spiritual world. You come here, you're going to go back to Mayapur, spiritual Mayapur and Vrindavan. Just because the same Lord, Chaitanya, that potency that he had is here. And that's what people will see it gradually. It just takes time, man, because it's like, it's the highest standard, man. And it's being given to the lowest, so it takes some time for the cobwebs to come out of, people are they're asleep, they got to, and this is sometimes that's the club, that's club. He's expert in club, plowing, Prabhupada was plowing, usually plow, get the earth. You got to get the soil, the earth, get the rocks out, and then you insert the seed. Like now, people are ready for they got to get clubbed a little bit. Now they need the clubbing, club that ignorance out of there, club all that stuff out. See, and then the ecstasy begins. So
Plough the fields and scatter, in it, like in that hymn. We plough the fields and scatter. It's like that.
Yeah. I love to connect. It's a little bhakti. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. To he who was a chief.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day I can see this deep connection and ecstasy with Radha and Krishna when I listen to Lalita's class. She's so, yeah.
It's her gift. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know, but whoa, I love to watch. I love to listen. Really, it's so amazing. Lalita, yes.
Yeah, it's a great gift for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how the Lord is
Flowing
giving
to
people.
Guru Maharaj. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. It would not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how the Lord saves us. He gives to feel that way when you hear the Leela is great what do you call fortune. Lord Chaitanya, to those who like to hear the Leela of of Radha and Krishna, oh man, and you like that, you're feeling it, oh, just go on listening forever. It just gets better and better and better. Yeah. To he who, okay, yes. I adore the divine couple of Sri Radha Madhava, who have become immersed in an ocean of playful pastimes through the buying and selling of pearls. Who have become immersed in an ocean of playful pastimes through the buying and selling of pearls. Each of them mutually desirous of victory in the matter of disputations, wrangling over said merchandise. I take shelter of the full moon, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who has risen in the sky of Sachi Mata's womb. I take shelter of the full moon, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who has risen in the sky of Sachi Mata's womb, with the intention of bestowing the nectar of his own pure devotion upon the citizens of the world. Yeah. I take shelter of the full moon, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who has risen in the sky of Srimati Sachi, Sri Sachi Mata's womb, with the intention of bestowing the nectar of his own pure devotion upon the citizens of the world. You see? That's what the nectar of a pure devotion is what it's all about. That was his mission. See? In order to accomplish that, that was a secondary purpose. He had to taste it himself. He had to do this publicly and show people what this worship was, get them attracted, enchanted with it. See? Tell them a vision of this kind of worship of God. You know, what do you think? All these, you know, the storytellers in religion, also, and anywhere, and history, are storytellers. They're telling you a vision of the greatness of the way it was, and you learn lessons by that. That's why you see the demons want to destroy history. They don't want people to have any empowerment, even from the forefathers. That's what they do. That's why the Lord has to come. Has to come. See? Because even the demons get so destructive, they want to erase history and rewrite it in a horrible way. So they never do a good job. It never works. They destroy themselves and they destroy the world. See, that's why the Lord has to come periodically and curb that. Who else could do it? It gets so, like, now, who else? This is one of the worst times in history because we have technology that nobody's ever had, or that we know of, you know. They can use, the demons can use that to do some really sicko things, and they already are. You can't, you know, I just see, you know, I go down and check out what they're doing, and it ain't pretty, man. The kind of control they want over human beings. And it all starts with those chemtrails putting metal in your body and everything. They just want robots. That's what they want, AI robots. And if you're going to survive the planet, their plan is you got to become a robot too. And just, this is what demons do. They're just crazy, insane, psychopaths. You know, so the Lord comes in who knows how, you know, he's already really came, but let's see how he curbs things now. Maybe it's just like this. Get people, wake them up, you know. Wake the demons up and see the dastardly things they're doing. And you know, they could have much better quality of life. It's nice to have intelligence. Yeah. It's nice to have ecstatic feelings, bliss, communion with the transcendental nature. It's like having transcendental sex, you know. Here, these people, they think they're happy with just sex between man and woman and everything. It's never perfect, you know, doesn't last, and end up, you know, you get bonded and then you just fighting, and it ends up being miserable, you know. God is great. He's very reliable and very ecstatic, you know, and as you just go there and you just always, it's always like to come back to the Lord. It's always beautiful. And it's always when you get away from the Lord by going to his Maya. It's like you go put your hand in the fire a little bit, you retract it. Oh, go back to the Lord, and we're getting reconditioned. It's not about getting deep. You know, people think it's conditioned, soul conditioned. Yeah, you got to get conditioned to reality. You know, you got to see the condition of reality is great. Yeah, I want to be conditioned by reality, eternal life. I want to be conditioned by that, not temporary life, you know, by, you know, materially motivated persons and fathers and mothers and teachers and politicians and the mainstream media condition. All this is conditioning, but it's not. Look at the result: miserable, violence, I mean, terrible violence, violence against people's bodies, and minds now. Now they want to be violent with your mind. They want to literally steal your mind. Can you imagine that? That part of the shot thing is to break down the blood barrier, the barriers, so they can put the metals in there, and I mean, just dastardly things. They're just demons, They get, and they got all money and they got power. Yeah. But again, it's always something to do with the will of the Lord. He's got his plan. See, he's got a master plan. You can't outsmart. That's proof was Hiranyakashipu. He was a pretty crookedly smart person. He was trying to outsmart God, and he thought he could do it. He thought he could be immortal with with Brahma saying, "Well, I don't want to be killed this way or that way or this way." He says, "I'm immortal now.
Exactly.
Kill me." And
he wanted to restrict the Lord. He wanted to restrict the Lord. Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah, want to restrict him from killing him, and still the Lord figured out a way to honor Brahma's boon to her without what do you call crossing the lines, and he was able to kill them. He outsmarted, because you can't. You see, the Lord he's like a huge supercomputer, better than anybody. So he's got all of this stuff, his plan. That's why I just love this relationship with the Lord. It's so, first of all, endearing, spell enchanting, and it gives great happiness. Better than anything out here. Yeah, it's like how Las Vegas, this is a shadow, how the shadow of the truth. Las Vegas, you go there and you think, I want to be a winner. See, Las Vegas is like Maya. You go into Maya, you want to be a winner. She say, yeah, well, come here, we'll make you a winner. And you're always a loser. See? But if you come back to the transcendental Lord through the right channel, see, the right door, which is the person that's living close with the Lord, then you find, oh, wow, this is different. I come here and I'm a winner. He makes you a winner. He makes, oh, yeah, with his grace, your Father's pleasure. Didn't you hear what Jesus said? It's your Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom of God.
He wants our happiness, and Maya wants the opposite.
Yeah, the Maya just
seducing you with one goal to make you unhappy.
Yeah, that's her work. To get you to become helpless and hopeless and fed up, with the Lord's pastimes in Maya Devi, in the illusion, the temporary world. So you got to see the fault in that. And there's no fault. The Lord is faultless. The Lord, he covers all faults that we may have. There's nobody like this. He gives you the protection that nobody has. Realizations that nobody has. Even you, even here. You have realizations here. Many of you are getting onto the fructification of this love of God. You're getting realizations that nobody can have. Unless you express them and share them with the world, nobody will know them. That's why I talk a lot. Because that's my individuality, is to share what the Lord shows me. You also, you're here, you're coming here. You're coming here to be set free, not to be in a Maya's guru cult, to control you because of material motives. They want to use your energy, your mind, and your money. So those gurus can enjoy the world. No, you come here just for freedom. You become like your guru. You see the freedom here? You see any of these gurus acting free like this? Only in the closet do they act free like this. Well, they can't. It's not free like this. It's free in the mundane sense. Some of them, you wouldn't believe what they do. It ain't so pretty. one guru, anyway, we can get into that. It's just Maya. It's why religion, okay, let's just be in truth. The truth, devotion to Krishna is the highest truth. Devotion to Krishna, that devotion is being given here again. We're here to awaken people up about Lord Chaitanya's purpose for coming here. And if you understand this purpose, you're delivered, just like the Gita says. To those know why the Lord descends, see, they're promoted to the kingdom of God. And Lord Chaitanya came and showed the deepest purpose, more than Bhagavad Gita. Explained it more, got more clear about it. I mean, it's the same thing in Gita, but more confidential truth. You see each chapter, I'm going to tell you something even more confidential. You think that ever stops? The confidential explanations and sharings of the Lord, that's what keeps me enthralled. That's what keeps me interested and enchanted is more understanding of the Lord. I want more. You become greedy for that. Hey, you want to be like that? Well, you come here. That's what you're going to be. To me, that's treasure. To become more and more greedy, to know more and more intimate about the intimate dealings of God, realizations and revelations and ecstasies. Hey, that's the treasure, man. That's the pearl of great price. See, Jesus said, oh, the pearl of great price. Nobody knows the pearl of great price. It's just a pearl of great, just a word for most people, most Christians. That pearl of great price. And then they give you a little speculation on that. The pearl of great price is intimacy with God that he had, Lord Chaitanya had, Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, and all these great devotees, Krishna Das, Kaviraj, Raghunath Das. That is the pearl, is that intimate, ecstatic, pure love of God. That relationship is the pearl of God. Have you ever heard that like that? No, nobody can do it. Only with the grace of Jesus and Lord Chaitanya and this disciplic line.
And in this Caitanya Lila, in these pastimes, we really are getting to know Caitanya, Nityananda, Advaitacharya. We get to know what they like, dislike, their attributes. We get to know them personally, and it's that personality we're getting to know that's not explained in Gita or the Bible to the depth that it is. We really are getting to know Chaitanya. It's amazing. And look how it's affecting, say, Johan on that deep level that he's dreaming about the Lila of Jagannath Puri and all the devotees here in this Sangha. And it's so deep. It's wow.
Yeah. It's relish. This is the thing. We get to know them by relish, and you cannot know them by speculation. It's not like trying to figure them out. You got to relish their association, relish this closeness with them, and then you pick up their the revelation of who they are because of relish and taste and surrender, and being part of the family. So, people, it's all about being part. Why? How is anybody going to know Lord Chaitanya unless you become part of this family? You show me anybody that's really part of the family of Lord Chaitanya. Because if you're part of the family of Lord Chaitanya, you're going to have the feelings of these devotees we read about every day. And most I've seen don't.
Yeah.
And the pastimes are so humorous. I mean, I can see why you like films, Guru Hari. I can see why Prabhupada liked to watch Charlie Chaplin, because you see how the reflection. And when you read the pastime of Jagai and Madai, I think it's Nityananda and Advaitacharya, they're running away from Jagai and Madai. It's so humorous. It's so funny. It's like they're having this rash between themselves. Advaita said, Nityananda, you're a rascal for getting me into this mess. What a fine mess you got me into. It's so Laurel and Hardy, but on a deep, it's so funny. And I can see the devotees who express that, like in Lita's classes and River's classes and yours, obviously, and Johan's. It's so funny, but only who gets these things? Only in this.
Yeah. Right.
Also in your class, Govinda.
Yeah. It's a family affair. It really is. It's being part of a family of devotees. That's why the Lord sends his real associates, so you can become part of the family. It was in the same thing with Jesus' preaching. He even says right there, Book of John. He said, people will be born of their preachings. You got to be born of the word, the word, the hearing. See these stories, the real vision of the absolute truth. He's telling you a vision. See, you got to hear. That's why the mainstream media is doing that, because that's the way Maya works. He tells you a vision and keeps your consciousness down. But so we're here saying, hey, man, you want to stop serving Maya with all your with all gusto and everything. Because if you do that, the result is misery. You want happiness? Can you see this is such a, we're becoming more and more free it's just like the 10th canto here. All the devotees overcame the obstacles simply by the grace and association of a relationship with Krishna in Vrindavan. Simply by being happy, being with Krishna and playing with Krishna, they overcame everything. That's how it is here. You got to get that, because otherwise you're going to try and I'm going to do it by my austerities. I'm going to overcome my situation by my renunciation. See, you always think it's in your own acts instead of the acts of the Lord. He's got the class act, man. That act, we cannot surpass that. All we could do is be a participant in it. If by good fortune we do. See, and the good fortune comes through the real associates, the real spiritual master. Keep coming back to that, man. They're the door. It's always been the door and always will be. This is an explanation here about what Jesus started. People think, all I need is Jesus. All I don't need anybody. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what they said in Jonestown, didn't they? There are a lot of people, look at all these cults popping up about Jesus. That means you need a real guru, man, that represents the pure-hearted Jesus, man. Or the same thing in Vaishnavism. You need some living person that represents the pure-hearted, Nityananda and Advaita and all these devotees here now. And their hearts are pured by the same process they engaged in there, prema worship. You need to find the prema bhakti here. Otherwise, you're dealing with all kinds of motives.
Yeah, you've got all these persons who are just bowing down to millions of dakshas. Yeah. That's all you've got. All they're doing is bowing down to dakshas. There's one pure devotee, and they couldn't see it because he had tangled hair. He was a bit coarse. His friends were ghouls and goblins and hoblins. But you know what? Krishna likes to see that form of the devotee preserved in the next life, and they might be ghosts, they might be goblins, but these millions of dakshas couldn't see it. These millions of GBCs at the moment can't see it. These Ritviks can't see it. But we keep preaching, we keep sharing, and it's honest. It's straightforward. Persons are welcome to come and do what you cannot do in religion. ISKCON, Narayan Maharaj throw me out of their classes for asking questions. I'm merely asking questions. You can come here and welcome the man down there, I can't remember your name. And you can come along and ask questions. You can do
That's what it's about.
It's what it's about. All of Srimad Bhagavatam is about asking questions. So if you've got doubt, you've got some, you can bring it along and express yourself. I've never seen that in ISKCON or a religion.
Yeah, you know why? It's because if people are still depending on the Maya as a teacher, as a guru, the honest questions will be a threat. And they feel it. See, it's a threat to their position. That's how the world is working. This information is a threat to the positions of these politicians and these world government leaders. They don't want people to have, if you ask questions, you'll get new information. So in ISKCON and even Gaudiya Smith, all of them, they don't want you to ask these tough questions. Because if you do, it'll break the illusion that they're holding on to. They believe in the illusion still, all of them, all of these groups, and that's why they don't respond well here, because it's a threat. See, now the proof that this is more powerful and stronger, people can try to, you can try, I can say, hey, you big gurus, you can come here and defeat the explanations and the understanding we have here, and then I'll follow you. I follow truth, man.
That's exactly how it was in Navadvipa at the time of Chaitanya. He was inviting all these to come along and defeat his arguments. And that's exactly what's going on here. Come along, please come along. Yeah. And what you're saying is how it is. The one who's got the greater intimate relationship, has the greater revelations, is the one to listen. But they don't come along because they just,
well, it's just, it's if your foundation is still in Maya, is still in speculation, then you're afraid. Just naturally, you're not over fear. If your foundation is in Krishna, so he takes away all fear, it gives all realization and understanding, a real solid foundation. So people come here, question, like if Tanner wants, hey, convince me that you have a better path or a higher path, and I'll follow you.
May I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead there, Tanner. Go ahead.
I think before people can change things like political systems and that kind of things, people need to attain nirvana or Bhagavan realization in order to get that state of spiritual leadership, in order to change it. Because if you ask questions, that's one particle of the total that's possible. When you attain nirvana, you are the completion of everything. You can actually, by just being present, change everything. Like the enlightenment that is necessary to change the whole perspective is just present in yourself. But if you are just asking questions, that's like wanting to change something that you didn't change in yourself first, or something like that.
Well, that's the you can say that's the shortcoming or the weakness of that level, because it's not exactly like that. And you see, the thing is, and so let's put it like this: say you haven't attained nirvana or oneness and that high level thing, but if you just come here and you hear and you become inspired by these talks, and you ask, or they answer your questions in your heart, because a lot of people, they may not ask questions verbally, but they have, oh wow, that answers the question that I had about this and that and all that. You can transcend even that Brahman, and you will feel the Brahman, you'll feel that stuff, but you'll experience something more. You get even more clear. See, because in this Brahman, in a sense, you're saying something that kind of is a little misleading to people. If they think they have to do, that's because you're speaking, right? And that's okay, you're expressing yourself. But if people follow that path, then they'll think, oh, well, I have to first see that you're directing people by your understanding. So they think, well, first I have to attain oneness with God, and then go beyond questions and all that stuff. At least that's the way I'm taking it. Maybe I'm not quite understanding, but if I am,
it's about if you want to ask questions to political leaders, they will not listen. But maybe if they experience the presence of Krishna or Nirvana, or maybe they listen.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, that's true. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, sometimes people get an experience of Krishna and they get afraid because it's so different. I mean, that's what I've seen. If there's some ecstatic presence, they start to feel, because of a devotee's presence, and they start to feel something go on in them, they get scared and they want to run away. They think it's bad. Yeah. So there was it's like this fisherman. There was a fisherman who touched the body of the Lord when he was in ecstasy. And then the potency went in him, and he started to laugh and cry and all this stuff. And he thought we got scared. He thought there was a ghost in me. I got to leave. See, he got this transcendental potency. So in a sense, for a while, he was a little afraid. And then the devotees said, "Oh, you're very fortunate. Just really lucky that you got this, because now you have this great gift that the Lord came to give." So
Yeah, but
what you're saying is kind of right,
yeah, but there, what I'm just speaking from my own experience. Sometimes I think, honestly, that the energy of somebody else is not pure, and when I realize it's pure, then I don't feel resistance. But the energy needs to be purified or something like that, and that's when people can let go of their duality, I think.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, then but what is pure? I mean, who can discern what is purity? It's not always so easy. A
I
lot of
think when people are in duality, like resistant to reality or something like that, that's when it's not already pure. When they let go of the duality, then it has the potency to be pure. That's how I see it.
yeah. Well, they got to be attracted to do that.
What's pure? I mean, there's so many pastimes where, see, Narada Muni, he forgets Krishna's instruction. When he asks him to get his glass of water, he goes to the river and sees a beautiful woman, da 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 da, and Shiva gets entangled to some extent. And we're in the material world, so many devotees are here and looking from a perspective of pureness, but actually, why not just look at devotion? I mean, I try myself also to put this into my life. I look at the devotion a devotee has. Why pure? What's pure in this world? I mean, I might walk
Transcendent,
past the strip, I might walk past the strip bar and I might go in. So what? So what? So what?
transcendent is pure.
I don't know. I hear so much pure in Krishna consciousness. How about keep it real? We're in the material world. I mean,
Yeah, you have resistance to purity.
I have no resistance to purity. I don't think, like Jesus said, there's only one pure, and that's the Father. That's Krishna. So why bother about it? Who cares, man? Just do devotional service, and all else will fall into place.
Well, you
Why
see, people don't know what purity is. That's the problem. Not everybody. See, somebody might think, well, purity is this and purity is that, but is it really pure? People don't know what purity is. I mean, I'm speaking generally. Somebody may, but purity there's purity in the mode of goodness. Somebody might say, well, purity is you wash your hands. That's pure. Now you're very pure. But who knows the purity of having your heart washed by bhakti, by devotion? That's real purity. Okay? I mean, but nobody knows that. Very few people know that. Some people might think, oh, I want purity is to become one with God. Well, I say there's a deeper purity. There's purity
and also,
Go ahead.
it's giving space to devotees who are actually cleansing out. And a person I spent a lot of time in Alcoholics Anonymous, and I went through the process of cleansing, and I see that in devotees here. And it's necessary to and River Yamuna is a great example. She shares her stuff that's coming out, and it's a great signpost for a lot of people. But persons can misunderstand that. Oh, look, she's not pure. She's swearing. She's shouting at somebody. She's actually going through the process of cleaning the Gundika temple in Chaitanya Lila, in Alcoholics Anonymous, cleaning our side of the street. Jesus talks about we get the old wine out. Give people space to do that, and if we have to take a distance from it, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I hear so much pure this in Krishna consciousness. I'm like, hold on a minute, it's the material world. It's just what it is, man.
That's why it says,
That's
see,
what you think.
devotion is pure because it's eternal. See, devotion, and it's not just devotion, it's devotion to a spiritual object. That's the secret. Otherwise, it's like when people talk about that don't really know love very deeply or at all, really. They say, oh, it's about love, love, love. Very flowery words. Love, love, love of what? Oh, love it? No, it's about love. It's not like, see, that's that kind of that oneness conception. Yeah, it's not about relationship with a transcendental object. It's about love. Just love, be love, be love. See,
And
that's the limitation of oneness. Is it's you're not clear on the ultimate conception, the ultimate realization. No, it's about love of God. See,
that's
loving Krishna,
exactly.
loving Ram. See,
And it's a
the
funny
relation.
thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a
Yeah,
funny
man.
thing that Prabhupada actually used snuff to stay up so he could purport his ecstatic purports at night time. He needed
Yeah.
to stay up, so he took snuff. But by rules and regulations, the Varnashram system, that's not pure. But hold on a minute, he used snuff so he could give us all these wonderful books that Gora Hari's actually understanding. I don't see anyone else understanding them.
Yeah.
Those in the Sangha that have hooked onto this. I don't see Jai Pataka understanding them.
Yeah.
I don't see Radhanath understanding them. I don't see that Narayan Maharaj understood them.
See, they don't understand the essence. That's the
Yeah,
problem. They don't understand the essence.
Yeah, but if you already know, like Krishna is pure from that state of, yeah, how to say it, like nirvana. If you are already know, like Krishna is transcendence purity, then
Mhm.
you are just not relating it to material stuff. I find that very not really realistic to say like it's material. It's not material. It's transcendent, and I also feel very demotivated to actually do my contribution when it's all about fighting against purity or something.
Fighting against purity. Not me. I'm not exactly clear about what you're saying. Go
Okay,
ahead,
man.
explain it a little bit more.
I have to leave. Bye.
Okay.
Hari bol.
For me, it's like purity is what do you hear? For me, it's purity. It's like what is that?
Everybody, mute your mics when you're talking.
Hear different voices. Um, for me, purity is like the most. It's like the attained Bhagavan realization of transcendence. That's for me purity. I actually don't care about the materialistic way people perceive uh, uh, such topics as purity. I care about the transcendent state of purity. I don't care about the materialistic state. And people who are saying pure this, pure that from a materialistic point of view, that's because they don't understand the transcendent purity. That's the reason they are not actually attaining this, because they are not connecting with the transcendent. And to connect with the transcendent, you have to uh, 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 pray, do the mantra to Krishna, to connect yourself with Krishna. That's for me the definition of purity, not the materialistic way. And people say this or that from a materialistic point of view when they are actually not connecting with spirit.
Yeah, no, I can get that.
And I feel like when people are in duality, like fighting against something, then they are not attaining it. That
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So this the path, you got to make a bridge. See, the highest truth you need. This is from the Vaishnava lineage perspective. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion. So if you don't point out reality and illusion side by side, how are people going to understand reality? They don't understand that they're an illusion, or what illusion is. See? So it's not just, well, let's just connect you to the highest reality, and most people, they don't understand what it is. They need bridges. They need a bridge. Even in the crypto. I like the crypto space because it talks about bridges. You can't use one crypto, like even now I'm using a material analogy, right? But this here helps understand spiritual consciousness and how to make the transition into it. You need a bridge, man. You need a bridge from one crypto to go into another space. See, if you don't have the bridge, you can't go into the space. That space, that bridge is the highest truth. With you show people, you teach about it, you glorify it. That's what devotees do, especially when they're preaching here, and distinguish it from the illusions in the world, so that people have a bridge. They say, "Oh yeah, that's where I'm at. I can relate to that. Oh, that's not really doing me any good. Let me cross over."
yeah,
And
but
this is how you do it.
people
Huh? Go ahead.
explore the way to uh, their own soul related consciousness, and then comes the transcendence. And when you are connected to a friend or to a devotee, like I am connected with Tom
Mhm.
sent me to the sangha.
Mhm.
Then you are getting to know Krishna, and then you are getting to know the transcendent way, the bridge
Yeah.
between the two. It's like when you connect to a friend that knows the
Mhm.
sangha, or Krishna or something like that, and
Yeah.
when you don't know anyone in your direct um, um, uh, social network that is connected to a sangha or to Krishna in some way, you you will only uh, connect with Krishna in the form of a miracle, like he is coming to you or something. But that's very rare. So you have
Mhm.
to have a friend or a colleague or something like that that is just within the sangha already or something, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between um, the direction. People are in a sense, if you're in the Maya and you don't have a lineage, you don't have like the book Bhagavat that teaches the deepest truths and the path, and the essence of what life is really about, where it's all really going. Then you're being misdirected more or less to different objects and different places and different paths. People are witnessing for that. So the same thing here. Here, people are bringing and say, "Hey, come over here." A person's giving a teaching here. We're teaching from the Vedas what the path is. Yeah, come and associate. I mean, it's pretty, and it becomes really simple. Oh yeah, just associate with those who have this realization of the absolute truth. This is very attractive. Oh, the devotees here are becoming really ecstatic. Oh, they're very knowledgeable, very deep. Yeah, just come. This is the way to do it, is by association, sadhu sangha. I mean, that's the book Bhagavat is preaching like that. And all I'm doing is just preaching the book Bhagavat. I just like to do that. There's a special happiness in that. And it's all about taste and relish and being happy with what you're doing. And so that's what this is. And so like you say, Tom led you here, and so you can explore here and see if you like this way. Not everybody does. some people think, oh, it's great. Thank you very much. I'll go my way now. Yeah. We're here to, yeah, go ahead. What?
But I believe like our souls are already connected, even when I don't consciously know it. I am still connected to Tom, and in some way he will bring me here. I feel
Ah,
like it's like Krishna is already making the plan for me, or something like that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Feels for me
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. That's great. It's great mercy. See, Tom's being used by the Lord. Matter of fact, you're making great. Thanks for doing those video things. They're really great, man. I just love them. So look on the comments. Sometimes when I watch it, I'll make a little title for it, and you can use that. Yeah, yeah. So, Lalita, give us a word. Have any words for us today?
Freedom, freedom.
How about you, River? You got any
About
words
this
for us?
purity, sorry. About
No,
this
no, good.
purity, yeah, I was thinking, yeah, you can only speak about purity if you experience to be purified little by little, and then you can understand, oh, this is going on my way to that purity they are
Yeah,
talking about. And if you experience that, actually you can read the scriptures and understand them
yeah,
after being purified little by little by little. Mm.
yes. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hey, I got a little ministry for somebody, or or various people. There's all these things other than Karuna gave a good idea here. He said we should share these videos on somewhere else on Facebook. Why didn't somebody make a Rumble? They got. Haven't you heard of these things? Are you guys aware of this? They have Rumble, they have Odyssey, and these other platforms to share these videos. BitChute. Can somebody do a ministry like that? Does anybody have any inclination to preach and share these things? Anyway, if anybody does, you can do that. I mean, Tom is making these great videos, and all somebody has to do is make a site, be creative, make a site, on Rumble or numerous. I mean, like there's Rumble. Just listen, everybody. There's a thing about a tube thing, like a tube. Something like a YouTube offshoot. It's all kinds of these things. Yeah, make some, things and put them up there, man. Give people contact. I mean, those who have some savvy with this. If you don't have savvy, forget it. But if you have savvy, why not, man? You start do this. Do it like a ministry, and you'll be inspired, man. I'm telling you. This is what's you be inspired. You be like Christians. They have a ministry. I go this ministry, that ministry. I'm sure Tom is inspired to do it because he's got a little ministry there. So you guys can work together and somebody and put these things on Rumble and Odyssey and BitChutes and a few others out there. And a lot of people are watching. They get followers. And share them and make follow people. Make get grounded in this, in that sense. I mean, everybody's doing it in these mundane ways. Why not do something spiritual? Give people contact. I mean, that was Prabhupada's idea. Just get my books out, man. Let people have contact with a real devotee. Here we got these nice videos. Tom is cutting them and bringing out these things. Put them out, man. Thanks, Tanner. Yeah. Yeah, so share anybody that wants to. That's an idea how to do it. You have to hang out with a devotee and a devotee. So. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What time is it here? Let's see. It's 6:00. I think I'm going to go for a while here. If anybody wants to go live, go for it, man. Do your own things. Do your own. Go in your kunjas and Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you for coming. And, let's see what happens. I'm sure I'll be back.